Can you solve this math challenge? Here's the question. Solve for the value of a given that square root of a plus square root of negative a equals 2. You can pause this video if you want to give this problem a try. And now, let's answer this question together. So, our goal in this question is to solve for the value of a. Not the real value of a, but the value of a. Now, I know what you're thinking. A is not a real number. Of course, a is not a real number. A is a complex number. Now, let's start solving for the value of a. First thing we need to do is to subtract square root of a on both sides. This will give us square root of negative a equals 2 minus square root of a. And now, to cancel out this square root, let's square on both sides. So we have square root of negative a quantity squared equals 2 minus square root of a quantity squared. Now here we will use this identity. If we have x minus y quantity squared, it is equivalent to x squared minus 2xy plus y squared. Therefore, the left-hand side of our equation becomes negative a, and the right-hand side of our equation becomes 4 minus 2 times square root of a plus a. Now let's simplify. 2 times 2 will give us 4. And now, let's add a on both sides to make the left-hand side be equal to 0. This will leave us 0 equals 4 minus 4 times square root of a plus 2a. Now, what we're going to do here is to add 4 times square root of a on both sides. And now, take note the coefficient of the variables and constant. We have 4, 4, and 2. Those are multiples of 2. So, let's divide all terms by 2. This will give us 2 times square root of a equals 2 plus a. And now, for the last time, let's square on both sides to cancel out the square root. On the left side, we have 2 times square root of a quantity squared. This will give us 4 times a. And on the right-hand side, we will use this identity. If we have x plus y quantity squared, this is equivalent to x squared plus 2xy plus y squared. Or simply, this is equivalent to 4 plus 4a plus a squared. Now, if we subtract 4a on both sides, 4a on the left side and 4a on the right-hand side becomes 0. So we have 0 equals 4 plus a squared. Now, subtract 4 on both sides. And now, to solve for the value of a, let's get the square root on both sides. And also take note that we have two possible values here. So we have positive or negative. And now, on the right side, square root of a squared is just a. And square root of 4, take note this is an imaginary number. Because negative 4 can be written or can be factored as 4 times negative 1. And if we have nth root of a times b, it is equivalent to nth root of a times nth root of b. So the left-hand side can be written as square root of 4 times square root of negative 1. Now, square root of 4 is very easy. This is just 2. And square root of negative 1, take note that square root of negative 1 is simply I, or imaginary number. Therefore, the square root of 1 can be replaced with I. There you go. The value of a in this equation, square root of a plus square root of negative a equals 2, is simply positive or negative 2 times I. And as always, we are done.